Hey guys, this is Ed here, and so I wanted to talk about the Bucks Warriors game. So it did not look pretty for the Warriors at all, and for the first half, the same could actually be said for the Bucks. The final score was 138, Bucks 99, Warriors. Let's get into it. Let's see what happened in this game and why the Warriors were so horrible. Now, this score doesn't really tell the whole story. At halftime, the Warriors were only down 10 despite shooting 33% from the field and the Bucks shot 47% from the field. What really kept the Warriors in the game was the 11 points of turnovers, whereas the Bucks had zero. So that's one positive. And looking at that statistic, I was basically hopeful that the Warriors could pull off a comeback, that Steph could actually heat up, that Steph, Kelly, Andrew, they could actually get going offensively, and that the Warriors could hold down the fort defensively. I was actually so happy that first half. Like, you shoot this poorly, you do this poorly offensively, and you're still within 10. I was so happy that I was like, Steph, Andrew, and Kelly will actually heat up. The Warriors will come back, display some defense in the half. But my dad was like, no, we're not coming back. Bucks are gonna beat us badly. Um, so what I wanted didn't happen at all. Instead, what my dad said happened. The Bucks started raining threes. The Warriors put on like a brick show. Um, and it came to the point where I literally just stopped watching the game, and I basically never do that. I guess missing shots, like them missing shots, it took a confidence. Like it basically took a toll on their confidence, and that affected them defensively. But it was just too horrible to see, man. Now, I want to say one thing. If Andrew and Kelly play like this for some time, oh, oh my bad. Let me just fix these photos right here real quick, and I'll put them back. And all right, perfect. So, like I said before, if they play like this for some time, please trade them for an old fax machine, a bag of chips, and a second round pick. And that is the best that they're worth. The only thing the Warriors, the only thing that Kelly Oubre is good at doing is basically putting on a brick show for three, at least for now. Being cocky and whipping his hair towards the opponents after dunking, even when they are down big. And for Andrew, it looks like he is so disinterested at times, and that is worrisome. Like you could just see it that he's not in it. This is like it's bad, and I want them to come off the bench. I literally was like, please let Damian Lee and Ken Bazemore start over them. That way, at least the defenses will at least respect them from three, and that they would actually make their shots, and that would help Steph a lot more than what Kelly and Andrew are doing. So the bench actually surprisingly kept us in the game in the second quarter. You know, Brad hitting a three, Jordan Poole, Damian Lee. They hit a few threes and they played some solid defense. So I'm not too worried about that. I do have one question though, and it's why did Ken Bazemore not play much? He played only 4 minutes. This is a game where he could actually play. He could affect the game. He could play some good defense, hit a few key shots, calm the Warriors down, help them out of the drought. Instead, he only plays 4 minutes. Like it's not good. It's not looking good. On a high note, though, I think Wiseman he played pretty well. In his debut, I was kind of not sold on him scoring 19 points, 14 of them in the second half in the fourth quarter in the garbage time. I was like, he did score most of his points in the garbage time, so I'm not really too happy. Like, I'm not too sold on that. But now I am more sold on him as a player. One issue is that he does not box out well. He showed us the capability to stretch the floor, went 3 for 3 from 3. Not too worried about him offensively. I think he will grow. He's growing on me. And from what I've heard from the Warriors organization, like when we watch the games, is that he is a sponge. He loves to learn it a lot more, and He basically learns from Draymond, from Steph, from everyone that, hey, you got to do this and this and this right here. So that's good. You know, I think that's what the Warriors need. That's what he needs. Well, that's what both sides need. So speaking of rebounding, right? It has been an issue these past two games. They literally gave up offensive rebounds on free throw attempts to the free throw shooters. Like that is not supposed to happen at all, and they did that. Even more weird is that Giannis shot 4 of 15 from the field and only 7 of 15 from the free throw line. So if I saw that stat line anywhere else, I would have thought that, hey, the Bucks got blown out, that or they lost. And so seeing the stat line and seeing how they won, I was like, it seems surprising. As a Bucks fan, I guess you could say that, hey, um, uh, to see like our star player play this poorly and still win by this much, yes, like it is the Warriors, but this gives them confidence, a lot of it. Now for the Warriors, they absolutely need to win this in these two next games against the Bulls and Pistons for them to gain some confidence and to improve. Even though Draymond is not going to play these next few games, expect him to basically be a coach for everyone, emphasizing defense and ball movement. Shooting performances, like I've said before, they are not acceptable against mid to top tier level teams like the Nuggets, the Clippers, the Lakers, Grizzlies, Blazers. You know, it's just not acceptable. And so they need to get this straightened. I'm not worried about Steph at all. I think he is going to get going soon. Obviously, in a lineup where you have four non-shooters and one shooter, obviously the defense is going to focus on the shooter. I was a little puzzled to see why Marquese Chriss was settling on so many threes. Even if he makes the threes, it's a win for the defense because that's what they want him to take. Now, like if he does start hitting these threes consistently to a tune of about 33 to 35% on about like 2 to 3 attempts a game, then I think the defenses will start to respect him a little bit more. They're gonna need to. I feel like there is a player that is left out in the starting lineup in terms of running the offense, and that is Eric Paschall. So he's not really like a floor spacer. Yeah, he can make threes, but he's not a floor spacer by any means necessary. This kind of hurts the Steph-centric offense, where Steph, runs around the screens and tries to get some space. I think Eric should come off the bench for his own good. It's not to punish him or anything. I think this is where he could thrive, where he could just be himself. They should let him be the focal point offensively, him and Damian Lee off the bench. Often he's being left out in the starting lineup in terms of shot attempts because Andrew and Kelly and Steph are taking the most shots. Even James Wiseman is taking more shots than Eric Paschall. So that kind of hurts him. Knowing that he is a beast in the paint, I think he should come off the bench. So as of now, Draymond is still injured. So I prefer the starting lineup for these next few games to be Steph, Damian Lee, Ken Bazemore, Kelly Oubre Jr., and James Wiseman. So this lineup basically consists of floor spacing for Steph and actually like some decent defense. Not great, but not really bad. So if Draymond was available, then instead of Ken Bazemore in the starting lineup, we'd slide Kelly Oubre Jr. to the small forward, and Draymond would be the power forward. And this is to get some defense and leadership and offense. So basically that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Go ahead and subscribe to the video down below. Like this video, share it with others, and go ahead and comment down below what your what your views of this team are and what needs to be fixed. Until then, see you next time.